My dear friends, welcome back to BSpice. In this session, we'll focus on zones and conduits. So again, this is more of an outline to give an understanding on zones and conduits. If you look at this, friends, so this is a typical zones and conduit representation. See, you can see here the assets. The assets are grouped, right? And this is your communication path. We call it as a conduit. So the grouping of assets is a zone and the communication path between these two assets are called as conduit actually. Okay. So this is what we are going to dive deep here. Okay. Right. Intro. So this is the typical representation. As I said earlier, this is your assets, right? Control zone, DMZ, enterprise zone, safety zone. And this is all grouped and it is, connected through a conduit. So in a cyber security for industrial automation system, especially under IEC 62443 standard, zones and conduits are the key concept used to structure and secure networks. So this is about an intro. Now we go into zones. So a zone is a group of assets. Asset in the sense devices, systems, application that share common security requirements. So asset in a zone are typically physically or logically grouped, performing similar function, having similar risk profile. So examples, control zone. We can call this as PLC, RTUs, HMIs. This all comes under control zone. Okay. Then we have a enterprise zone. Enterprise zone means the office IT system. Then we have a safety zone, that is, emergency shutdown system, ESD. And we have a DMZ, demilitarized zone. This is basically an isolated area for external access. External access. Okay. So zones help define boundaries for applying security policies and controls, friends. I hope this is clear, right? As simple as that. Now, we'll focus on conduits. A conduit is a communication path between the zones, right? So it represents a data flow and must be protected to ensure confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So the conduit security measures, meaning what are all the, what do you call the equipments used for doing this conduit. Basically, this one is a firewall, second is a VPN, and of course, IDS and IPS, intrusion detection and prevention system, access control is ACL. So this all we have seen in our what do you call the previous video on defense in depth. If you have not watched, you can watch and get benefited. Okay, then of course the encryption. So these are the conduit security measures. So each conduit must be assessed for risk and equipped with security controls appropriate to the zone it connects. So this is about the conduits. I hope now zones and conduits are clear, right? Okay. Summary. Concept, zone and conduit. Zone is again, as I said earlier, group of assets with similar security needs. And the purpose is to isolate and protect system. Conduit is a communication path between zones. It secures data flow between zones. Okay. Now we see the benefits of using zones and conduits. Of course, structured approach to risk management, easier to apply, defense in depth. This is what I highlighted. So that is why, friends, if you see the sequence of videos, we are going in a sequence. So if you jump into this video, you will not understand. So you go and watch the defense in depth, then come here. Okay. So the point is, by using this zones and conduit, it's easier to apply defense in depth and support it compliance standards like IEC 62443, NIST, ISO 27001. It improves incident containment and response. This is about the benefits. Then we'll run through the high-level process industry architecture with respect to the high-level process, right? See, as you see here, friend, this is your field assets and this is your SIS. It's grouped separately. This all, what do you call zones? Then BPCS, process control, this is separated, and you have a control center, and you have a plant DMZ, and you have enterprise. So all these zones are, connected via conduit. This is all the conduit. So this is your typical example of high-level process industry connection for zone and conduit. Now we'll talk about high-level manufacturing. So this is the industrial network 1, the industrial network 2, wherein you have a PLC, your field devices, all are connected, you see here by the switch and the firewall, right? So these are one zone, and this is another zone, DMZ, and we have a enterprise network. So all these zones are connected via conduit. So this is how we represent, friends. I hope you got some insights on zones and conduits. Thanks, friends. Thanks for your support and keep supporting. Next video, we'll talk about the difference between zone conduits and network segmentation. Is it both are same? So that's a question we are going to answer in the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.